Hello, my name's Jo Rooks and I'm a graphic designer, author, illustrator, and I'm also a tutor at Masters Design Lab. I'm here today to tell you a little bit more about a course that they run called The Elements of Graphic Design. So this course is made up of 6 easy to follow lessons which will explore the fundamentals of graphic design step by step. Each lesson will concentrate on specific design principles and will guide you through the building blocks of successful graphic design. This course is like the bedrock of your learning journey and will prepare you for more classes which are a bit more in depth so that you can then engage with a course which will give you feedback and a bit more knowledge about graphic design. So first off, as with all learning, we must start at the beginning. So what is graphic design? So the Merriam-Webster dictionary definition defines graphic design as the art or profession of using design elements such as typography and images to combine to convey information or create an effect. In fact, although we often take it for granted, successful graphic design helps us gain information about the world that's around us in so many ways, and the modern world wouldn't quite be the same without it. So graphic design can be defined as the use of visual content, including shapes, colours, imagery and typography. So what is the goal of graphic design? Well, the main goal would be to communicate a certain specific message. In order to achieve this, designers use different elements and abide by certain principles when creating their content. These principles we will return to later. The graphic design industry is constantly evolving in order to adapt to the newest technological advancements. For instance, only 30 years ago, graphic design consisted mainly of different types of paper-based printed media. But the digital age has very much changed all of that, and it has expanded the role of the graphic designer even further. So now designers must stay on top of the newest trends and keep refreshing their knowledge of the latest design software programs. Within the role of a graphic designer, they will be responsible for researching societal trends and our relationship with imagery in order to generate exciting and thought-provoking visual communication design. A successful graphic designer will find clever and creative ways to deliver a certain message. Different types of graphic design frequently overlap, but they still differ and require a different set of skills. Future graphic designers, though, should know and be familiar with the main fields within the industry in order to decide what they want to focus on and what are their skills and what would suit them best in a career path. So now I'm going to outline the different specialisms within graphic design that you may be interested in exploring further. So first off, we're going to look at graphic artists and illustrators. Graphic art and illustration can vary from anything as simple as plain line work to complicated, detailed compositions that require the use of various techniques. Unlike other fields of graphic design, art and illustration usually require solid drawing skills. So graphic artists often have a background in fine arts, animation or architecture. So graphic artists are often mistaken for graphic designers. Easy mistake to make, even though they work in very different ways. While graphic designers create visual pieces, mostly for commercial use, in order to communicate a certain message, graphic artists and illustrators create original artwork for the most part. Art and illustration designs can be used in fashion textiles, book covers or album sleeves, or they can combine with other graphic design compositions using typography for amazing effects. So next on our list of the different sectors in graphic design, we have the visual identity designer, which is very important to businesses large and small. This role is immensely important for a company, especially in today's world where there's a lot of competition out there for getting the name of your product and also establishing a connection with the consumer. Visual identity designers will reflect a brand's image and ethos for use in a large variety of ways, including huge billboards, flyers and brochures. Graphic designers who want to direct their career towards marketing will need to possess great problem-solving skills. They should excel at concept development strategies and understand what the target audience wants and what they need, and a way to communicate that. So, have you ever heard of the phrase, "Don't judge a book by its cover"? Well, I'm afraid that everybody does judge a book by its cover. And that's why the designer's job is so important when it comes to designing magazines, books and journals. It's really important to note also that the publication designer will have to be aware of the packaging and often work with a packaging designer in order to make sure that the two things can come together. And there will be some compromise in that process. So really good packaging design aims to grab a customer's attention in order to serve as encouragement for further interest in the product. Upcoming designers will learn and research into the user aspects of graphics. All professional designers should be familiar with the term UX and UI, which is short for user experience and user interface design. The purpose of UX provides a broader range of focus, aiming to make a product more user-friendly. UI design centres around the interface of a device, website, or an application with which the user directly interacts with. Additionally, UI designers need to be familiar with programming languages like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, which are commonly used in web development. It is good practice, if you're interested in this sector of design, to download apps or attend classes to learn basic coding. So now I'm going to move on to the environmental designer, which combines all kinds of aspects of design, including graphics, architecture, interior, landscape, and industrial design. The main objective of the environmental designer is to connect people with places and improve their interaction, making the space more memorable, informative, and visually interesting. So graphic designers who choose to work in this field must be familiar with architectural plans and maps and must understand industrial design as well. But not only that, they need to understand how people interact with a space. So another multidisciplinary designer would be found within the motion designer. These designs can contain all kinds of effects, and they are used mainly online, in film and television, as well as animation, GIF files, audio and video. These kinds of graphics can be found within advertisements, presentations, websites, games, banners and other digital platforms. They are frequently used for social media marketing purposes since they can grab the viewer's attention, especially on platforms such as Instagram or TikTok. So that brings us to the end of this introductory lesson. I really hope this lesson has taught you something new and it's inspired you to come back and continue to learn about graphic design with MDL. In the next lesson, we will be discussing a brief history of graphic design and looking at the timeline in which graphic design began and where it is now. So I hope to see you soon, and bye for now. Take care.